What do you see when you see me? At first glance, you can probably make out that I'm a Muslim woman because I wear the hijab. You might think that I'm here to speak on the significance of hijab, which is certainly important. That isn't why I'm here today. Maybe you can guess my age. Well, I'm 22 years old. These are the only things that you can accurately assume about me. Other than that, I guarantee you that any more assumptions you may have are false. I come from a vastly diverse cultural background, as I have Sudanese, Pakistani, Egyptian, and Turkish ethnic roots. And I don't mean the 1 to 2% on Ancestry.com. I mean that I am really mixed. On top of that, I'm also a Canadian citizen. You can already start to imagine the elaborate answer that I have to give to everyone who asks, where are you from? I've had people assume that I was born in Canada due to my proficiency in English. Again, not true. I was born in Khartoum, Sudan, and I immigrated with my family to Canada in 2012. When I first joined the Canadian school system, I was 12 years old, entering 7th grade. It marked the beginning of my journey of confronting various assumptions. While many were harmless and mostly stemmed from others' curiosity, some were more burdensome. There are two that specifically stand out to me to this day. The first assumption led to my siblings and I being forced into taking ESL courses. The teacher who made that decision was the one who was teaching us ESL. She would force my siblings and I outside of our main classrooms into a small, separate classroom where she supposedly provided us with English support. Little did she know that prior to immigrating, my siblings and I studied the British curriculum at international schools in Sudan. She just took one look at my family and assumed that because we're Arab-looking immigrants, our English is weak. If it wasn't for my mother's insistence to test our English proficiency, we would have continued to take ESL needlessly. The second one was when a fellow schoolmate in grade 7 not only assumed that I was bald, but that the hair bun under my hijab was a brain tumor. I remember feeling bewildered and highly concerned from her remarks. I wanted to tell her that if it was true, then I would have been at a hospital getting the treatment that I needed. Instead, I told her that I do indeed have hair under my hijab. She didn't believe me until I eventually showed her. She was a child, and she probably didn't know much about Islam or the hijab. But regardless, being confused for a cancer patient based on my appearance is something that I will never forget. Whether you relate to these specific instances or not, most of you, if not all, have also faced assumptions about yourselves at some point in your life. Some of us face them regularly to the point where we have mental scripts for each circumstance. After realizing how often I was viewed as a misfit, I had to find a way to challenge people's assumptions about me. In order to challenge people's assumptions, it's critical to continuously pursue activities that help you evolve and grow. You need to garnish yourself constantly. You see, the term garnish means to decorate or embellish something, especially relating to food. But I've come to learn that it can apply to people as well. To garnish yourself is to actively pursue activities, big or small, that add to your overall identity. It is the extra touch of finesse, the details that highlight your uniqueness to the world. Here's why garnishing yourself works. I'll use myself as an example. I've already asked you, what do you see when you see me? Let's see if any of your answers start to change. Here's some of the ways that I have pursued growth. I love swimming, and I always swim in the deep end of the pool. I used to roller skate, but now I prefer cycling instead. I've done horseback riding, and I'd love to revisit it again. I played the clarinet as a member of the school band, but I wasn't very good at it because I couldn't read the sheet music. I was a member of the school choir, and later on, I joined the school play, which was the musical Annie Jr. My siblings and I took karate for almost 2 years, and I earned a total of 4 belts. I even took cake decorating courses, and I enjoyed decorating cupcakes the most. Of all the various sports and activities that I have tried in Canada, my personal favorites have been kayaking and rock climbing. This photo was taken when we went hiking in Kananaskis. During high school, I made it on a sports team as the goalie for the senior girls field hockey team. I thought the attire and the gear made me look like Baymax from Big Hero 6. The resemblance is striking. But regardless, I enjoyed my position and the role that I played on that team. In my first year in university, I was part of the Lister Dodgeball League, one of the largest dodgeball leagues in North America. It made my time in residence quite memorable. Moreover, I have also been sewing from a very young age, from having a toy sewing machine to owning a real one at home. Not only has sewing been a creative haven for me, but it has proved to be a substantially beneficial skill. Surrounded by a market that lacked modest clothing that catered to Muslim women, particularly for special occasions, it became a means of fitting a misfit. By harnessing this skill, I have made several projects, including my grade 12 grad dress. I've also made a few more dresses in university. I also participated in paper dress competitions. Additionally, I'm fluent in English, Arabic, and Urdu. I've taken courses in American Sign Language and French. I'm learning Turkish independently at the moment, and I'm hoping to learn Spanish too, someday. So, with such a diverse background, what did I study in university? Well, I graduate this June with a Bachelor's of Science degree with a major in biological sciences, a minor in human ecology, and a certificate in sustainability. You might be wondering, what is the significance of all these ambitions? How have I garnished my identity through these activities, and how do they contribute to what I'm studying and my future career? I have invested loads of time in these endeavors that may seem random at first, but none of life's experiences, big or small, are ever in vain, as they ultimately mold you into the person that you are meant to become. You don't need to have a diverse background, but I encourage you to diversify yourself. Each experience will offer you a unique perspective that together help you build a better you. The more experiences you have, the more comprehensive your perspective will be. A dash of this and a pinch of that will help build depth to the nuanced flavor that is unique to who you are. The path you take is built from fragments and different endeavors that you have undergone in your whole life. Sometimes the best of people in fields are people who come from a completely separate field, as they have perspectives and worldviews that are not immediately apparent. I have rarely ever fit in only one category, whether that is cultural background, hobbies, skills, or interests. While people were busy seeing me as a misfit, I was engaged in fitting in places that wouldn't have crossed their minds. Many people are labeled as misfits based on their appearance. However, if given the opportunity, they can surprise you. By harnessing a new skill, language, sport, hobby, traveling, or engaging in one of the infinite activities that exist, you start to foster surprises within you. Never shy away from new adventures and experiences. At times, A jack of all trades is better than a master of one, because by learning different trades, they can master themselves. Now, these hobbies and experiences that I have shared with you did not all happen at once. Some were short-lived experiences, while others are lifelong pursuits. Some I may never revisit again, but they have left a deep imprint on my mentality and work ethic in ways that you may have never imagined. Swimming has taught me that sinking is not an option. Roller skating and cycling have taught me that in order to keep moving, you need to maintain your balance. Horseback riding taught me how to deal with wild and unpredictable things in life. Karate taught me discipline. With sewing, I learned to pay attention to detail. But moreover, I learned perseverance and the importance of remaining true to my values and beliefs. Garnishing yourself is way more rewarding than you think. You strengthen your patience, discipline, and determination when it comes to learning new things. Many say that they don't have the time. I believe we do. If you incorporate your endeavors in your existing routines, it is possible. For instance, I was able to continue sewing after high school by taking a human ecology minor in university. I also love to watch Pakistani dramas, and through that, I learned Urdu. And these garnishes don't have to be expensive. They can be new or just advancing in a skill that you already have. It can be as simple as learning how to make the perfect cheesecake off of YouTube. I'm sure many of us here have put their cooking skills to the test during the pandemic, myself included. On top of that, when you share your garnish with those around you, there's a spark that appears on their eyes. That spark is like fireworks. It reflects from their eyes onto you, so you can continue to radiate, glow, and garnish yourself even more. I saw that spark in your eyes today as I kept surprising you. There's nothing better than being underestimated, only to surprise everyone around you. It goes to show that you amount to a whole lot more than what meets the eye. Sharing your garnish can also inspire others. They say, don't judge a book by its cover. Let's scratch that. My belief is that you shouldn't be a book in the first place. Be a library. A collection of many books, big and small, of all genres and adventures. Learn to collect as many perspectives as you can. Libraries are impossible to judge due to their endless possibilities. Don't allow others to label you into one box. We all have the potential to be libraries by garnishing ourselves. And so, I repeat my question. What do you see when you see me? And what do people see when they see you? What is the garnish that will spread the spark of surprise for you? Shukran. My talk ends here. However, I cannot leave this stage without asking you all to please keep Sudan in your prayers.